that the judge gives. Some sit in the cells with their books. They use the time to feed their minds, don't care about the dirty looks. Yo, I take for what it took to be a crook. Push your head, yo, I'll never...
Welcome to Shoot the Shit Saturday Night, brought to you by the Gorilla Position Network. As we know, this show is called Inside the Gorilla Position, and I am your host, Jason Rumble, and as always, I bring in the boys, and when I bring in the boys, I bring in the boys as they enter the room. I do know tonight that a few of the boys may not be with us. I believe tonight Stiff Mike is on the road with APW, and I believe he has a wrestling match. So if he is able to tune in and give us a quick minute or two of his presence, we would appreciate that. But if not, we totally understand. And I was just informed that the producer, Mr. Mickey Biggs, will not be joining us tonight. He is, excuse me for 1 second. I apologize for anybody who had to see that disgusting display of germophobically spread throughout my studio right there. Anyways, get well soon to our producer, Mr. Mickey Biggs, who's under the weather. As we know, in certain parts of the United States right now, COVID-type symptoms are rising everywhere once again, making a great comeback, just like the gas prices here in the United States. So, without further ado, let me bring to you my brother from a different mother, my Halifax brother, my fellow Canadian, Mr. AJP, the homeless man, Sidewalk Sam. How we doing, brother?
I'm all right, brother. How are you? Go Celtics. They pulled it off in the fourth quarter there the other night.
That they did. You'll hear us talking about that on Wednesday night, talking from the cheap seats, rumbling the gazoo. What you gonna do? Well, we talk sports just better than you. Anyways, Hulk Hogan will be getting me for gimmick infringement on that. So how we doing tonight on Shoot the Shit Saturday Night? It seems to me the past 2 weeks I'm having characteristics of being down to a one-man crew. Last week, your famous rubbing elbows with Mick Foley and
yeah, if you want to start on the Mick Foley thing, we can.
And Luke Gallows Too Sweetin' selling your book like a famous author.
Yeah.
I just want to know, what was it like to be to just not for nothing. We're used to when a ring is set up, wrestling in it. What's it been like for the few shows that you've gone to? You've sat ringside, selling a book, or just plain out watching to a certain extent.
I watch, and I'm not really backstage much. I wasn't backstage much the last show or the show after. And the young fellas, you try to give them a little bit of advice, like just starting out, young fellas, and it's a little bit different here. Like Mike says, like the kids down there have no respect. It's different here. They do respect the veterans, and if somebody has something to say, they'll say thank you and appreciate it. And sometimes you do see it in their matches and stuff, but it's been different. I mean, selling the book. I mean, I tell a lot of people I'm a way better writer than I'm a wrestler, but selling the book's been great. But I miss wrestling. And then, like I told you the other night, we were talking there the other day. I'm thinking about hanging up the boots. I love to come down to the States and wrestle, but my mom's boyfriend, I consider him a stepdad. He was right. If I break an ankle down there or something, I'm about 15, 20 grand. But I might do a wrestling show or two up here. But I see the orthopedic surgeon on the 27th, so we'll see how it goes from there. But it's been a great 20 years, and I met some amazing people. I met you and your family, which been awesome, and I met a lot of people on the road. So I've done what I've done in the ring. And he was right. If I break an ankle.
Well, how about this? And I've said this. I'm probably hanging them up myself. I haven't really been in the ring in around 2 years. Little over. And to be quite honest with you, I don't miss it. But I do.
I'm like you.
Go ahead.
I'm like you. I miss the people, not the actual.
Yes.
Like I do miss performing, but it's the people you meet and the travels you go on with the people. That's what I miss. And yeah, so
I was hoping Dana Christie, if he's listening, he rubbed it in. Like, he basically told me he had a couple of paid shows. I was hoping that he was going to invite a brother like me down. I haven't gotten an invite yet because I would have loved to have had my last few matches on shows for him.
And if I had my last match with you, that would just.
I'd like to come. I'll be honest with you. I'd love to come down to Canada, and if I had 2 to 3 different shows, I would love to have 3. 3 would be a perfect, because I would love to end it with Jim Joyce, yourself, and Devin, and then just call it from there.
Yeah. So I got to see what the surgeon says. I'm still limping more than I should be limping. It's been 9-10 months since I broke the ankle, and I'm still limping too much than I should be. Well,
did you ever think that you just really were lackadaisical on rehabbing it?
Yeah, I should do more. I did my exercises twice today, but when I was in physiotherapy once a week, it started getting better. And after the physiotherapy stopped and I started relaxing on my exercises and stuff, it's got worse. So maybe if I just keep up on the exercises a bit, maybe it'll get better, but I don't know.
I think, too, that we're both older individuals, and we're both on the heavy side.
Yeah.
You don't like hearing that, do you?
I know I'm a bit heavy. It's my birthday this week, so I'm going to be off the diet for a couple days.
Oh, it's your birthday.
Monday, yeah, 43.
Monday, 43 on Monday.
Yeah.
And I'm going on 50, July 18th.
Yeah.
And I believe another friend of ours is out there, Mr. James Allen, a.k.a. Trooper Gilmore. And I believe Troop's birthday, he's a July baby, just like me. And if I'm not mistaken, if I'm the 18th, I believe he's either a couple of days before me or a couple days after me. And I have a sister-in-law that celebrates a July birthday, and I believe hers is should kill me. I believe it's the 22nd. But I plan on being in Massachusetts for my birthday for a few days. I plan on taking in SmackDown and a SmackDown Friday night, and I plan on going to a Red Sox game, and more than likely, a good Canadian friend of mine will be coming down to celebrate with my family and myself.
Hey, buddy, I'm already there. I'm already there.
So, let's get into the Mick Foley story, since nobody's really joined the broadcast this evening as far as panel is concerned. Let's get into your story, and then you and I will discuss. I jotted down 4 subjects this week. Since taking on the new talk show, I've got, I'm getting back in. We have Anthony Miller. Oh, no, Stiff Mike just disappeared. Hopefully he'll be back. So let's talk about Mick Foley.
I'm sitting at the merch table selling my book, and the GM, the owner, Chuck, and the booker, I don't know if you want me to mention his name, they come up to the merch table.
I have no idea what the hell that was.
All right, so we're listening to Pelly's Mick Foley story on how he got to Canada.
So I'm listening to the management of UCW, and they're saying Mick didn't make his flight. So they look up the weather conditions in Newark, where he's supposed to fly out of. Clear as day, not a cloud in the sky. So I don't know if the boys thought they got worked over for a flight or stuff like that. So anyways, the next day I hear that Mick Foley rented a car and got as far as Bangor, Maine. So he's not that far. So a great guy by the name of Dave Boyce, he actually put together the cover for my book, The Fisherman's Game.
Yeah.
He drove from Halifax to Bangor, picked up Mick Foley, and brought him to Halifax in time for the show.
Wow. That explains why Dave had them pictures on Facebook, because I'm friends with Dave. So that explains what he was doing in the car. And then they were singing, I believe, Leonard Skinner or a country song at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, that's the story. Yeah, and
wow,
I met him. Great guy. He did the promo for us. He signed my book, but I gave him one of my books, and he was looking over it, and he said he'd read it in the plane on his flight the next day, but he left it in the locker room.
I'm sorry, Pelly.
Oh, that's all right. I'm over it.
That's a horrible thing.
That sucks.
What a heel. What a heel. Bro, that's a heel move. I'd have heat with Mick Foley.
That's all right. No, I'm over
although
it.
He gave you that 5-second promo for free, whereas Mick Foley usually charges if you have him say something.
No,
Does he really?
A lot of those guys do.
He was adamant though about doing the promo. Like there was guys talking to you, and he looked at me and he was like, "Yeah, I want to do this promo." So
yeah.
This guy, I got along with him, and he probably signed 350 autographs in about 2 hours.
Oh wow!
Because I saw the lineup for him doing autographs, and I was like, "Man, this should have started at 3:00. There's no way that's going to be done." By the time the main show started, he was finished. He did his stick with Chuck. Chuck dressed up as the Maritime Menace. There was a bagel guy there. He got him involved to promote his business. Mick came out, gave him the old socko and bumped Chuck around. He cut a promo, and then he left the building. That's what those old schoolers do, though. They do their thing and then they leave, eh?
Yeah.
Bret Hart the same way when we did the Bret Hart Expo.
Yep. That's the characteristic of the old school is they want to come in, go out, go back to their room, or go home. So, Stiff Mike, what's going on?
Nah, nothing.
You're coming live from your car.
Who am I? Jimmy Fingers driving.
Yeah. But your internet comes in better.
Yeah, no shit.
Are you wrestling tonight, Mike?
I already did.
I see the angle with this young kid.
Who, Congo?
Yeah, I never seen him before.
He's a what the heck's his name now? Shit. He was with Ring of Honor. Oh my
really?
God. His trainer was.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about. He wrestled for Tony Rumble.
All right.
Red hair and the
Yeah. Mason Red.
No.
Bob Evans.
There you go.
Okay.
It was a good match. It was all right.
Yeah, I seen Ed Hunt talking shit about you, calling you a fat bald guy.
Yeah, he's doing the talk.
I know. I wanted to say something so bad.
So let's talk about the biggest work in the business right now.
MJF.
Yep. Everyone thinks it's a shoot. It's not.
No, absolutely.
And I'll give credit to Sideshow Bob for letting him rip him a new asshole on live TV.
Without a doubt. Did he ever? But can I tell you something? In a way, shape, and form, that promo comes after one of the best promos I've seen in a long time when Seth Rollins did the bang bang on Cody Rhodes on Monday night. So I think that I believe that AEW had to fire back with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without doubt.
I can see CM Punk written all over that promo. I think he had.
Well, CM Punk did the same thing years ago.
Yeah.
Let's just face it. We all knew that they said, rumor has it that he left the pay-per-view disgruntled, and he was going to ask for a meeting. That was just a setup. Because you know as well as I do, if you got a disgruntled employee, like, you're not letting him. It don't matter. You're not letting him grab a microphone in any way, shape, or form to defecate your company, to talk anything about it. Like, I don't think people realistically, if they think people are that naive in order and let people do that, I got bridges, I got dead end roads for sale. Like,
Oh yeah,
ridiculous.
definitely.
Ridiculous.
So, other than that, I mean, I like the Cody Rhodes and the Seth angle more and more. And
they put Cody Rhodes with the right person because Seth's probably one of the better workers in the world right now.
Take it for 1 second. Take
a guy like that.
So here's the question: does the Fiend show up tomorrow night, or does he show up on Monday?
And whose match is going to get involved with?
I'm assuming Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, because if he went from Cody Rhodes working, do you think Bray Wyatt comes back as a babyface or a heel?
I don't know, but so the Fiend's in the WWE 2K game, okay, and that moth that he's been putting on Twitter, that tattoo, that chest tattoo that he has, showed up on the game recently. So he's definitely not going to EW.
I like to see Cody go over in their match, and then the Fiend come down and start something with Cody.
Or take his revenge on Seth Rollins. Either one.
Yeah. Because they did the right thing. They put Cody with the right person to start him off in the WWE. They booked that right.
Yep. 100%.
What's he doing?
Who knows? I hate when he goes on live on freaking when he's working. It's a pain in the ass.
I'm out of work in 2 weeks. And I have to because my 2 kids are pains in the asses and beating the shit out of each other.
Welcome to fatherhood.
We were just saying
I'll ask this question to you.
Yep.
When does the Fiend show up? Tomorrow night or Monday?
All right, let's get to that. So you're coming around to thinking now, huh?
Yeah. You know why?
Why?
His tattoo of the moth that he has on his chest, which is new, is now on the character, the Fiend, in the WWE 2K game.
Okay. So, and there's another thing. I believe it happens Monday night because of the text.
Yeah.
I believe it to the text because it adds up to 666.
Yeah.
6 month. The date is the 6th. And if you add 20, 22, there's another 6 right there. So there's your 3 6s. I believe it fits perfect. I will love the fact, even if it comes at Hell in the Cell, where it should come during the main event of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, and it leaves you wondering. I think it. Me, myself, that's why I said win, lose, and or draw, wherever this goes, the Fiend getting involved in this thing, it equals money. It gives you something that other companies don't have. And if this Roman Reigns thing goes on longer than what's expected, you kind of need to divert the attention away. And I think as you've seen on Monday night, at the last 2 weeks in a row, they're talking more about the women's championship, and it's kind of been kayfabe, the heavyweight title. Yeah. And it's kind of what I said. And everybody jumped on me to a certain extent, saying you gotta have the world title. You gotta have, and I'm proving right now that theoretically you don't need the world title as long as you have a good storyline or two and something other to take its mind off it. And I think right now that they're focusing on the women's title, and I believe that they're diverting us.
So here's another.
Go ahead, Mike. We'll let Pelly. You hold on a second.
Yeah, because I'm getting off in a minute.
Okay.
Here's another twist. What happens if Bray Wyatt or the Fiend comes back as Bray Wyatt and ends up being the true leader of Judgment Day?
You think that would take away from Edge, though? Like,
Nope.
I feel Edge has built that faction.
Who's to say that it wasn't Bray Wyatt that actually built it from behind the scenes?
I like the fact of him coming back and him being the ruler and the ruler of the WWE, and who does Cody and Seth believe? You know, after Seth saying the company was his, I believe it's perfect for Bray to come out and say, "No, this company has been mine," and that's how it should be.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to prove a point that he was never released. He was given time off. That was it.
Well, I really do. I think that I think this could really happen.
Yep.
I think we may be seeing the return of the Fiend.
Yep.
You know, I really do.
I'm out.
I just. What's that?
I said I'm driving and I can't I need to pay attention, so I'm getting off.
All right, brother. We'll catch you next week.
All right, bro.
Have a good night.
All right,
Ladies and gentlemen, Stiff Mike. All right, Pelly. Give us your rebuttal.
Did you know that the whole pay-per-view, there's only one SmackDown match and all the rest are Raw?
It's because if you saw my article last week, it's that no such thing as the brand split anymore.
Okay, yep.
The wrestlers are everywhere. How many workers have been on Monday Night Raw that are on SmackDown?
Okay.
And vice versa. There's no more brand split. It's the WWE now. That's why the titles are going to stay together. That's why they put the tag team titles together. That's why pretty soon you're going to see the unification of the Raw and the SmackDown Women's Championship, and you'll probably see that at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, right on. Okay.
They already do it right now with the women's tag team titles.
Yeah.
Makes things a lot easier to write.
Speaking of writing,
and they have figured it out that people can be seen on both brands, and it's still getting the ratings that they want. And both networks seem to be happy with what's going on.
Yeah. Speaking of writing, I was thinking about this. Like, sometimes I look at wrestling like as if you're writing a novel, and I think WWE gets it right. Like, the fewer characters that you have, the better the story is to focus on and comprehend. And the more characters you have, like AEW, it's harder to follow. Like, you can't.
That's why if you notice, they've got a storyline on only three things, but the three things that they're focusing storyline-wise on right now, it's hitting it out of the park.
Yeah.
The whole Jericho with the Jericho Appreciation Society, that match was insane. Their whole pay-per-view, the pay-per-view was insane. Insane. One of the best pay-per-views I've seen all year.
Heard it went real long, though.
Well, if Monday Night Raw can go 3 hours, why can't a pay-per-view go 4? And it's supposed to be their biggest one. And it did. I'll be honest with you. It makes sense. It comes from the West Coast. They're starting at 8 o'clock, and 8 o'clock on the West Coast out here is 5 o'clock. So theoretically, it's only 9 o'clock to them when it's midnight to a person like me or whatnot. You know what I mean? Because what are you, an hour behind me?
It's almost 10 o'clock here.
Okay, so it's 9 o'clock here. So it would end at 1 a.m. your time, begin at 9 o'clock your time. But when it's out in the West Coast, it's 4 hours difference to you, and it's 3 hours difference to me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So if you minus 3 hours, from 8 o'clock here in the United States. It's only 5 o'clock in Vegas. It's one of the main reasons why UFC goes so late.
Yeah. And I was thinking this too. I want to talk about it tonight. Everybody talks about WWE guys going to AEW. I think with Cody, I think soon, like MJF, you'll soon see more AEW guys go to WWE.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? I still reiterate that I believe that 99.9% of anybody that still gets into this business, their main objective is to work under the WWE banner.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree with that.
I don't think they're looking for indie guys to train necessarily in the performance center. They want to create their own wrestlers, but like the guys that are getting over in AEW, I think WWE can get them over even better.
I haven't watched NXT in 2 months, and I'm being hugely entertained by their premium live event tonight in your house, live on the Peacock Network, and is at the WWE Performance Center. And I'm kind of liking all these new angles and these new people they have. You know, you have Carmelo Hayes versus WWE NXT long time and Mr. Cameron Grimes.
I got it on DVR. I'm gonna watch tomorrow.
Yeah, gonna be this. It's real good so far. The opening match was great. Legado del Fantasma versus Tony Mama Luke and Joey Bag of Donuts and Jimmy Stack of Dimes. Man, do they get I'm sorry to say that in this world of recognizing and racism, as an Italian American, I really do, in a way, shape, and form. I really hate the depiction and stupidity that they make Italians out to be. That's my honest opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the stereotyping of them thinking we're some dumb boneheads. You know, and I don't appreciate that. And everybody, hey, Tony D'Angelo, and we all talk like this. And yeah, we're all in the mafia. And you got Jimmy Slim Fingers and Joey Bag of Donuts and Jimmy Stack of Dimes, you know, and you know what I mean? But we can't take a group of black kids and depict them no more because that's racist. You know what I mean? Like, what's good for one should be good for all. You know? Oh, let's pull the sense of let's be funny and humorous with the Italians. They're tough. They can take it. It's just like I'm insulted to the fact that they think we're all dumb. They think that every Italian acts like Rocky Balboa.
I hear you, man.
That's my honest opinion. It's a sad, sad thing.
Yeah, we were saying when you were talking to the kids there that they put the proper person in with Cody Rhodes to start. Like Seth Rollins is probably one of the greatest workers alive today. That might be arguable, but they put him in with the right person to get Cody over when he got back to the WWE.
Oh, without a doubt. The reason being is everybody understands how influential Dusty was to the NXT brand and to the developmental system. Okay? Everybody knows that Dusty, his prize pupil, was a Roman Reigns and was a Seth Rollins.
Dean Ambrose as well.
Dean Ambrose. But these are all guys that Dusty helped create and loved and called his kid Sasha Banks. You know what I mean? So I believe, and I believe it has great story. I believe that's why Cody Rhodes intertwining himself with Bray Wyatt is great story. The Rhodes family, the Wyndham family, to a certain extent, everybody knows right now. They've seen the Wyndham Rotunda garbage. Like, don't kayfabe it if you come back. You know what I mean? Don't kayfabe the facts. Say my grandfather, my father, who you made a tax accountant, my uncle, who you made some stupid predator. You know what I mean? Dusty Rhodes, you had a hand to do with this. And now I'm going to take it out on your son. Like, there is huge.
That'd be all right. Yeah.
Huge. Black Jack Mulligan, my father, my grandfather, he put the iron claw on Dusty Rhodes. He made him squeal like a baby. Like, you know what? Like, so much you could do.
Yeah.
And the WWE owns all that footage.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on a short commercial break. We're back from that small commercial break. So we're picking up here on, let's just talk last night. CM Punk came out and supposedly it was being talked about as an ankle injury. Now it is a knee injury. And with the knee injuries, there's going to be some time given to CM Punk. I posted something that was released from AEW. I read a little bit on it, and basically I believe what they're going to do next week is do some type of a battle royal. Out of the battle royal, the winner faces Jon Moxley, which I thought was a kind of, like, I thought was kind of BS. If anybody deserves to be recognized as a former AEW champion, it should be the former champion, the guy who just previously lost it, which would be Hangman Adam Page.
Yes. Or maybe even a previous before that, like bring Kenny Omega back or something.
Kenny Omega ain't ready to come back. I believe that you're wrong, too. You let the guy who last held it. Hangman Page deserves that because it's like giving him a rematch. He deserves, as far as I'm concerned, he deserves first crack at that thing with the way they want to do things.
They're really working on for Forbidden Door because I read it too. And I guess they're doing the same gimmick at New Japan.
Yeah, they're doing that for New Japan. So, without a doubt, I agree. Then they're doing a match at New Japan, and that match is a contenders match, And the winner of that match, give me the phone. Hold on 1 second. All right. So they'll do the same at the New Japan. They're going to crown a temporary champion. And then once crowning the temporary champion, quote unquote, CM Punk will come back and they'll unify the belts. This is what UFC does. I have no problem with it. I just have a problem with the way that they're doing it. If I was, how would I do it? I would take the fourth. I would take, say, I take a lineage of the AEW championship tree. Okay? I would get all their former champions. Jericho, Hangman Page, Jon Moxley, and shit, that's realistically it. They've had what, 4 champions, 5 champions, and one would have to be Kenny Omega, but Kenny Omega right now is injured. So if you ain't got Kenny Omega, you really can't get 4.
Could you count Adam Cole so you can make that Owen Hart belt mean a little more?
No, he's not an AEW championship. The Owen Hart belt. I mean, I'm sorry. I love you Canadians, but you guys are marking out for some stupid belt because they want to bring back their recognizing lineage of theoretically Stu Hart's company. Okay? Those tournament belts were our work. No, that's not a real champion to me, buddy. I know you Canadians are. Hey, look, hey. It means absolutely that's dog crap. They get one title. I mean, they get one trophy for 2 people to share, but belts. I'm not gonna lie. You know what Honky would be saying. Man, Perry, that's just like that damn near Hart family goddamn freaking marks for belts. They gave out belts because the belt, it means everything to a Hart. I could hear it now. Honky was probably laughing. Of course, if it has to do with the Hart, it needs a belt.
I got you.
I thought it was stupid, and then they come out with them. Like it means I won the Owen Hart Invitational Tournament. Come on.
Owen Hart's big up here.
Listen, if tomorrow they had an Andre the Giant Memorial Tournament compared to an Owen Hart, what's theoretically bigger than all right? And you don't see the people who win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal taking the giant trophy around. One person, that was Baron Corbin when they put that thing ringside. Other than that, nobody's ever paraded around with that trophy. And it's only been paraded around for a week or 2. If those people parade around with those belts, they're even bigger marks than the Hart family. And I love the Hart family.
Oh,
but come on now.
See what Devin Chittick says about this.
Even Davey Boy Smith has to walk around with the championship belt. It's Stu Hart. It's my grandfather. It's the Stu Hart championship. The Stu Hart championship. Come on, Pelly. It's just as much as a work as that kid Ricky Starks with the FTW
I did
title.
say that FTW belt, that don't mean nothing.
Exactly. It's a work just like the $1 Million Championship with Ted DiBiase. For real, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It had to be work, but Miz didn't seem too happy when that 24/7 belt came out on Raw this week. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that part. He didn't like that at all.
No.
So I just go on to Facebook and MJF, somebody must have took a picture of him when he was in the Indies, and he's in a locker room with he was in a locker room with the fireman's hat on, and
I saw that, yeah.
some chick in the locker room. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and they're ranking on him and saying he has tits because of his tan lines. It looks like a bra cutout. That's hilarious. So let's go one final subject we'll talk about here to close out the show. We've talked about the CM Punk ordeal and what will go on and the interim thing. I feel that we've covered a lot about the MJF promo. We've said it. That, I knew just from the get-go, as soon as he started to talk, it was going to be a work.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, you know what I mean?
They're doing it right. They're doing it right, take his merch offline. But, dude, they went as far as taking his merch offline, but after him cutting that promo, they would have made a lot of money off of his merch.
Can I tell you?
But they're doing great with the work, like taking him off the roster, taking his merch off. Like they're doing a great job at this storyline.
Yes, I agree. So we'll look up the official match card. I'm punching it up here. All right. Here we go. The predictions and matches. And we will go to, we'll let Bleacher Report. And we'll talk over what the matches are. It is, just to let everybody know, tomorrow it will be from the All-State Arena in Rosemont, Illinois, which I believe is the home of the Chicago Bulls. And the Hell in the Cell match card is and only has, which is messed up, one Hell in the Cell match.
Cody and Seth.
So I'm taking that's the main event. And so we'll go over the card right now. We'll go from top to bottom. So we'll talk about it right now. We'll go. We'll have a no holds barred match, and I can see why this. Oh well, this ain't the match. This ain't the card that was just scheduled to be removed. That was Money in the Bank. So yeah, they'll probably kick off the show. Hopefully not with this match, but this is the match order they have right now. Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin. Where do you see this going? No holds barred.
With his new gear and the push that they're giving Madcap, I think they'll put Madcap over Baron Corbin.
I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I'll pick Madcap Moss to get the Piazush.
Yeah, he's got that Vince McMahon look.
Okay, so we'll go on to another match here. And I just want to say this. I think tomorrow night, because I seen some pictures that when Damian Sandow put out of him working out in a gym with 3 other individuals. And when I tell you, he looked ripped, very defined, and he has a long beard. I think Damian Sandow comes back tomorrow night and tells the world that he's Elias.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Seeing the pictures, if anybody out there on Facebook, look up Aaron Stevens. Aaron Stevens, 2 A's, Aaron Stevens, and you will see his posted updates of him in the gym. He looks as if he could pass right now for walking with Elias. And I just got this weird feeling. And the way that the comical thing is going right now, wouldn't this be awesome? Think about it. How good did Aaron Stevens do when he was mimicking The Miz? I thought that was awesome. I think they could do it again. I think they're writing good stories, and it's something they can deal with. So then we go to a six man, or we'll call it 4 men, 2 women style matchup. Judgment Day against AJ, Finn, and Liv Morgan.
Yeah, they'll keep that heat going with Edge's faction.
Yeah.
They'll go over. The heat will still go. That'll boil over until another pay-per-view or something like that.
Does Finn Balor turn on AJ Styles and Liv Morgan and become the demon and go with Judgment Day?
If not tomorrow, down the road, yes.
Okay. Next match. Handicap matchup featuring former WWE champion, the almighty one himself, Bobby Lashley, and he will be facing Omos and MVP.
I think Omos and MVP are going to pummel Bobby Lashley throughout most of the match, but in the end, Bobby Lashley will get over on MVP.
I say the same thing. The United States Championship is on the line as the champion Theory defends against Mustafa Ali.
I think it'll be a great match. A couple of false finishes for Mustafa Ali, but Austin Theory retains.
In an upset tomorrow night, I'm going against you. I am telling you right now, I believe Mustafa Ali becomes the new United States champion.
Yeah, because he's from Chicago, isn't he?
Yes, he is. I just got and I have a feeling that whoever the new bookers or writers are right now, they're writing in his interest. And I believe sometimes Vince brings you down to the point where it makes you question yourself through adversity. And now with this adversity, I believe Mustafa Ali has prevailed through it. And I believe as a reward tomorrow night, Mustafa Ali, as I said, becomes the new United States heavyweight champion.
Cool. I like Theory, though.
Yeah, I do too. So we got 2 more matches we'll talk about. I call them we'll call this the double main event. Because let's just face it. You got Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, and Asuka, 3 of the greatest women performers in the world today, Asuka, who is very underrated to a certain extent, but very respected also. I just think Asuka's really never gotten her full due to a certain extent in WWE. And I would love to see the mean Asuka come out. No more dancing, no more. I would love to see a sadistic side of Asuka. I believe Asuka would have fit great with Judgment Day, but that's just my opinion.
Gotta take that face paint off her face.
Yep.
I don't like that.
The great kabuki crap just don't work. And that's what they try to get with the mist and the paint and the whole nine. And I understand that. I could just do away with less of the dancing. I like how she goes, and does all that. Like that, to me, that's entertaining. Who do you like in this one?
Bianca Belair goes over.
I'll agree. Bianca Belair stays the Raw Women's Championship, and at Money in the Bank, I believe her and Ronda Rousey will go on to face each other in a unification of the Women's Championships, and you will see Ronda Rousey become the brand new unified WWE Women's Champion.
Right on.
Because she's the type of person that would be fit great on both networks.
You know what it is?
What?
Bloodline.
Bloodline. Okay.
They can join the bloodline.
They could do the bloodline. All right. The main event, the only Hell in the Cell matchup. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. Take it away.
Cody Rhodes over. They've been building him too much for him to lose to Seth Rollins. And then I like what you said about Monday night, or Mike was even saying that the Fiend comes back Monday night and him and Cody go into a program.
Okay. I believe the way if I was to write it, I understand the whole 666, the Lucifer, thing and all this crap. But if you want to keep both guys strong and you really want the Fiend to come back, I think I said this during the Elimination Chamber, that it would have been, I think that in order for the true Fiend of Bray Wyatt to come back, I believe he has to destroy something. I believe he has to do a Kane and a la Undertaker, come through the frickin' floor of the fucking ring and just destroy everything, leave everybody laying. He's here. He's gone. And it's just those two laying, and his sadistic laugh. And then you cannot tell me how many viewers, I guarantee if it ends like that, Monday Night Raw will experience their best viewership in years. In years.
Yeah, I hear you, Rumble. That's a decent concept. That was pretty cool.
Because I believe that way you're just keeping everybody strong. You're not killing what Cody's done. You're not seeing Seth take 3 losses in a row. And you're writing a storyline. Even more advanced storyline.
It was something I hope that happens tomorrow night. That'd be pretty cool.
That's the way I'm saying it, and that's what I believe could happen tomorrow night. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I believe, though, that if it comes to a straight-up win, I believe you see Seth Rollins actually take this. But they come up with a way that it keeps Cody so strong that it's not even like a loss.
Yeah, well, with this the only being the one match in the cage, they got to go to the top of it. They got to take a big bump. It's going to be a crazy match.
Yes, I definitely I can see to that. But I like the finish I come up with. But if it has to come up with a straight finish, I believe they figure out a way to put Seth over. I don't think Seth loses 3 times in a row. And I think it's very viable and very credible still to keep Cody credible, losing in a Hell in the Cell. If it's a fireball or it's something that of like, a really big weapon that takes Cody out, it's viable. It's not a regular match. But And I don't think it would kill the steam of Cody. But then again, I don't think it kills the credibility of Seth to lose 3 times. But I just don't see the right. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm just hoping that it's written the way that I want it written, where it gets destroyed by the Fiend if this is really where he's coming back.
If he loses to Cody, it'll just make his character even crazier. So the next guy he faces, he becomes even crazier and stronger.
Yes, agreed. Agreed. Without a doubt. Well, my brother, tomorrow night on Peacock, or for those of you in Canada, it's on the WWE Network.
And the Celtics are playing too. I'll be going back and forth.
Yes, I'll be double screening tomorrow night because of Pappy's TV. I can have it on dual screens. You can listen to one. You can listen to the voice on one thing, and I'll be listening to. Honestly, I'll be listening to wrestling. I did it last week with the AEW pay-per-view and the Celtics game, and I had a great time watching it that way. So I didn't miss anything. Tomorrow night, it's Hell in the Cell on, like I said, Peacock or the WWE Network, whichever way you're going to watch it. We greatly appreciate the love of the rebroadcast, people listening to it later. Those of you who tune in live and ask us the questions, Jeff Ferguson, Jefferson James, Pelly, I don't have a stupid question to ask you. Ha, 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 ha. Jeff, I love you, brother. I hope to see you soon. But I think it's about time to wrap things up, call it a night. And Pella, do you have anything to say before we wrap stuff up and we make the opener a closer? There we go.
The Fisherman's Game.
And hopefully
$12 on Amazon Books.
There we go. And hopefully one day we're able to have that in audio. That is correct. All right, my brother. For those of you out there listening on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, we thank you very much for your love and support. We'll see you next week. Be on the lookout either Friday or Saturday evenings with our live cast, or if you just go to YouTube and join the Gorilla Position Network and subscribe, you can see it live or recorded. We'll see you all next week.
Never dreamed that they'd be doing the biz. Now they're headed down that road called scared.